pogo, but I don't want to skip the record. Welcome to Cosmic Vinyl. I'm Cosmic Brian. You know the rest. Stay cosmic. Ah! What's up, y'all? I'm back with another vid. Oh, you guys are gonna love this. This will be like right up like a Vinyl Richie's alley, or he'll probably know one of these bands actually. I'm doing mostly punk. I'm not gonna call it a Vinyl Finds video. I'm starting over. Video number 1 of Far Out Finds. That's right, Far Out Finds. Instead of Vinyl Finds. Vinyl Finds is just kind of a general term, kind of generic. So I'm gonna spice, I gotta cosmetize it. I gotta cosmicology. I'm into cosmicology. This one's brought to you by another, I've been drinking a lot of these Voodoo Ranger IPAs. New Belgium. Well, I don't know what was wrong with the old Belgium, but the New Belgium came out with this. And this is a juicy haze. Yeah, I've tasted a few juicy haze, you know what I mean? I've been in a juicy haze. Whoa, what was that? I'm just kidding. I'm not in a haze right now. Or am I? Anyway. How about some punk rock? What you're listening to here is listen to this. Oblivions. Alright, gang. I'm going to take off the old mind shields. Prepare yourself. The mind shields are being removed. Disengaging mind shields. Oh, these are badass, though. I don't want to take them off because the cool aviators with like the chrome and the like plastic clear. Anyway, you don't want to hear about the mind shields. But these are heavy-duty mind shields. These are punk rock mind shields, mind you. Anyway, here we go. Oh no, I can't see. I'm like Velma on Scooby-Doo when she loses her glasses. I need my glasses, I can't see anything. How am I gonna solve this mystery? How am I gonna show these records? And he's back. Alright, let's get on to some punk rock albums here. I got a nice little stack here. I will be referring to my notes occasionally. I'm just a note guy, I don't know, whatever, right? Alright. The Oblivions! This is just a cool cover. I want to show this real quick. Look at that. I love it. It just reeks of like old school, like punk rock, sleaze rock kind of stuff. It has nothing to do with sleaze rock, but I just love that like retro feel to with the jukebox there and the used up gals leaning against it there, waiting for maybe somebody to take her home. I don't know, whatever. But then, I just got basically the titles on the back. But these are a crazy bunch here. These guys are a trio. It's an American garage punk band. They're a trio. This one was released in 2013, but it just has this old school quality to it. Which is wild because it was like 16 years between albums. They didn't come out with anything for 16 years. Look at this. This is kind of cool too. Like, looks like an old hotel room, kind of one of those old Fleabag hotel rooms. And then you got some cops investigating some kind of an accident or some kind of happening on the back there. It's pretty cool. Just reeks of punkness. But yeah, because of their aggressive style, their garage punk style. They gathered a pretty big following back in the 90s punk era, and then they just kind of faded, and then didn't come out with anything until this album in 2013. So yeah, pretty crazy. The guys' names are Gary Cartwright, um, Eric Eric Friedel, and Jack Yarber. But not unlike the Ramones, they all took the last name Oblivion, which I thought was kind of cool. So you've got Greg Oblivion, Eric Oblivion, and Jack Oblivion, which I just thought that was so cool. I dig that. I dig that kind of uniformity in my punk rock. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool. They started out, and I think they still do it this way. No bass player, no bass drum, no bass player. I'm not sure what. I think they just like that sound. It's their signature sound, so they went with it. They were even doing some recordings at Sun Records studio, and Sun Records threatened to shut them down if they didn't add a bass or a bass player or a bass sound to their sound. And even though they were getting the recordings for free, they opted out. They just said, "Screw you guys, and we're just not going to record here." Excuse me. They'll record somewhere else. It's the IPA getting to me. I might even hit it again. So anyway, and a weird thing about this band, at any given point, they're all multi-instrumentalists. So as a trio, they would be in live, and they would like a revolving instruments. One guy would take over on the drums, the other guy would take over on guitar. They just did that. They did it on their live shows. They did it in the studio. And I just thought that was kind of a cool thing too, that they would all be able to play each other's instruments without, and it kind of maybe even added another like dimension to their sound. So how cool is that, right? But it's awesome. Hell, most punk rockers sometimes when they start out, they don't even know how to play the instruments, let alone be able to play all three. Or maybe they don't know how to play them. I don't know, and they just pretend that they know how. Who knows? But anyway, so equal vocals, equal instrumentation, equal songwriting. Everything was a democracy in this band. They were a little more aggressive in their early years, and on this they're a little more like listener friendly. But this is still, don't get me wrong, this is still punk rock, and it's garagey, and it's friggin' cool. I'd like to get their first album. It's called Soul Food, and it's much more aggressive. The songs are mostly 2 minutes or less, as is the deal with a lot of punk rock songs and bands. And I think that's just because, they get right to the point. They got some shit to say. Their message of nihilism and anarchy, and they just spit it and they play it fast, and it's okay, man. It's cool, man. That's all I need to get me jazzed up is that 2 minute stab, but then you put together a nice set of songs, and you're rocking anarchy all day. So anyway, then they had some musical differences led to their breakup, but I think they might even be back together doing some shows and stuff, but who knows. But anyway, this is some great highlights on this one. Woke Up in a Police Car, such a great album, or great song. Now a lot of people smash on this song, Pinball King. I love it, but I love pinball too, so. Fire Detector, what a great song there too. Backstreet Hangout. This is I highly recommend this. It's very affordable. Go ahead, pick it up, I dare ya. Another kind of a garage punk, kind of almost glammy kind of punk too. This is a band called Crazy Head, and I'll give you kind of an idea what they look like here. This is called Desert Orchid, and this is actually really cool. I seen this. The cover was what attracted me. It was cheap. I thought this has got to be well worth, the under $10 that I paid for it. So, yeah, but they're another English garage punk band. They formed in, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Leicester, England. Their influencers are the Stooges, Captain Beefheart, the Ramones. Like I said, they've got a little glamminess, almost like a New York Dolls. And when I listen to this, I also get a vibe of like Hanoi Rocks too, which I love that stuff, man. gets the old blood pumping, gets the cosmicness going in me, But yeah, listen to some of these names of these guys. Kev Reverb on guitar and keyboards and sitar. Little sitar action in here. Anderson on vocals. Vom is another guy in the band. Pork Beast or Dr. Alex Peach on bass and backing vocals. And then another guy called the Transatlantic Dick on lead guitar. I love it. Love the names. I don't know who's which on this, but the more I listen to it, the more I'll figure it out. They went on tour extensively in '87, opening for bands like The Cure, The Cult, Julian Cope. They opened for Iggy Pop. They played the Glastonbury Fest. But this is their debut record. Came out in '88. It, like I said, kind of reminds me of that glam rock, sleaze rock, like a Hanoi Rocks kind of thing. And I dig it. They do a cover of the Sonics, Have Love Will Travel, and I kind of dig it. Of course, it's not as cool as the Sonics version, but it'll do. It's a cool cover. I dig it. Tower of Fire is also another great song on here. Got a real sleaze rock vibe to it. You know who would like this? My friend Aaron Mutha Alamare would love this album. So yeah, check it out, Aaron. Crazy Head. Oh, I was gonna give you. I'll give this. I'm gonna start rating the records as I show them. I'm gonna rank this at about a 4 on the peace sign meter. Boom, 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 boom. Peace sign meter 4. This one I give about a 3.5 peace signs on this one. This is something I've been wanting for so long. Finally found a copy I went record store shopping a couple weeks ago and got this Shangri-La's record. Man, I really dig this. I love the girls in the garage type thing of the early 60s to mid 60s. And these girls were just so great. They always sang about teenage tragedies, like their boyfriend gets killed or something bad happens in the relationship, and I just dig it. And they've got a sense of uniformity as well. They're an amazing American pop girl group of the 60s. They do the song Remember Walking in the Sand, which was covered by Aerosmith. They also do Leader of the Pack, which was covered by Twisted Sister. Kind of an ill-fated cover if you ask me, but still decent. And then Give Him a Great Big Kiss is covered by Johnny Thunders, and the New York Dolls used something about, if you want love, I got L-U-V-E, love, or what, I can't remember how it goes, but yeah, the Dolls used that intro to one of their songs too, so great stuff. This was, actually, it only shows 3 gals here, but it's actually a 4-piece. It's the twins, Betty Weiss and Mary Weiss. And then you've got another set of sisters, Marianne Ganser and Marge Ganser. Now, these gals performed and toured with the likes of the Rolling Stones, James Brown, the Drifters. They promoted Revlon Cosmetics. I mean, that's funny because I can think of a lot of hair bands in the 80s that could have easily promoted Revlon Cosmetics as well. And maybe Aquanet, too, would have been a big sponsor for a lot of those 80s hair bands. Hey, I can make fun of it. I was there. I lived it. So anyway, when the one gal left the group, they did perform as a trio. So I suppose that was around the time they took this picture here. One of the gals did pass away. Marianne Ganser died of a heroin, I believe it was heroin. It was a drug overdose. And then another gal later on died of breast cancer. So, we've lost a couple of these gals along the way. And they had a bad girls rep, which I think kind of helped them, kind of be able to hang tight in, you know, a mostly male-driven industry, musical industry. And I don't say that in a misogynistic way. And I'm going to take this minute. I do not support misogyny in any way, shape, or form. I do not cavort with people who take that approach, especially women here in the vinyl community. And I'm not going to say a whole lot about it. I'm subscribed to a lot of channels, and I'm rethinking a lot of things. So, and I apologize if I have offended anyone, and if I have said anything in my videos that would offend anybody. I would hope that you would let me know in the comment section. But I usually try and keep it peaceful, man. I love love and peace and understanding. So sure, I get pissed at time. I don't love everybody all the time, but you know, I promote peace and I promote love in this community, and that's all that counts. Anyway, yeah. So the Shangri-Las. I met her at the candy store. Oh my God, whatever. The Shangri-Las, people. I'm going to give that one a 4 on the peace sign meter. Boom, 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 boom. Gotcha. Oh, you guys are going to love this. I mean, any of you Seattle, the guys that like Seattle or the grunge scene are going to dig this. Mudhoney. I just love the name, first of all. And check out that live action footage right there on the front. That is some... I love, there's a guy that did some photography around the whole Seattle scene, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but I just love a lot of these, just, you know, just the raw aggressiveness of a Seattle garage band show, or punk show, or whatever, or grunge, I guess. So, you know, a lot of people don't like the word grunge, but, you know, it is what it is. Somebody said it, it caught on, and that's what it's going to be known as. But yeah, Mudhoney's debut EP. This is called Super Fuzz Big Muff. Now, singer and rhythm, they came out of the ashes of a band called Green River, which had Mark Arm as the lead singer, and also had some guys in it from Pearl Jam, and some guys that went on to be in Mother Love Bone and whatnot. So, but yeah, that's where this band comes from. Members: singer and rhythm guitarist Mark Arm, lead guitarist Steve Turner, bassist Guy Madison, and drummer Dan Peters. Now, the original bassist Matt Lukin left in 1999, but the name Super Fuzz Big Muff is named after two of their favorite and of my favorite to listen to guitar effect pedals. And I believe, here I got it written down just so I don't get this wrong, but the Univox Super Fuzz and the Electro Harmonix Big Muff. I just like saying Big Muff, I think. Big Muff. You know what? You don't see a Big Muff. A Big Muff sighting is a pretty rare sighting these days. I kind of miss the Big Muff. Always a nice place to curl up. Oh, never mind. Anyway, love the cover art, like I said, and that's Mark Arm and Steve Turner in a live show right there, and it just fits the aggressive kind of punk do-it-yourself attitude of this record. The photographer's name was Charles Peterson, and he did a great job capturing the band in the wild. And this also has an insert that I'm going to show. It's another picture of the band live, and God, that just is so great. I mean, just the grunginess of it. I mean, that's just like so great. That's punk to me, and yeah, I just really dig it. I remember digging all these Seattle bands back in the day. I mean, I loved Malfunction. I loved Mother Love Bone, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Tad, Green River, Human, all those. Soundgarden. I loved all that Seattle stuff. It was just such a refreshing scene. And you know what? I don't think we've seen another music scene or happening like we did in Seattle. And I don't think we'll ever see what would be labeled a scene for a long time. I just don't, man. It's not that way anymore. So I just don't think we're going to see it. And that's too bad. Hell, we may not ever get to see a scene ever again if something doesn't change to get live music going again. Now this is where I may need Vinyl Richie's help on this, because I know he knows this band. He's got to. But this is something that I stumbled across, and I thought, God, you know what? I love punk, and the story behind this sounded so amazing. This is the Mau Mau's Scorched Earth Policies, Then and Now. And I know you're probably getting a little glare because the shrink is on here. And I probably, you know what, I may just take that shrink right off of there right now. I am, you know, if a shrink doesn't have if it doesn't have like a hype sticker on it, I'm okay to take it off. It doesn't do anything for me. And so, but yeah, this is so great. This is punk like it's supposed to be. So, the Mau Mau's, I guess these angry fellas started out in the LA punk scene in the mid to late 70s. They developed quite a rep for being total badasses. They were led by this guy, the front man. His name is Rick Wilder, which is a perfect last name for this cat, because he's a cross between, like, I mean, look at, he has the look of Johnny Rotten there, but he also has the swagger of like a Mick Jagger. So that's quite a combination there. But yeah, he's always been the core of this group. They've been through many lineup changes. They've been through drugs. They've been through the whole thing. And I think this might be like their first recorded, like a first album of recordings. And some of this was produced by Robbie Krieger of the Doors fame. So yeah, you guys are seeing that blood on my knuckles. My dog drugged me through the ringer out in the backyard. Ow! But anyway, yeah, this is great. There's a great insert in here. The inner sleeve. It basically tells in a brief history. I mean, that's a lot of words, but it's got some pictures to go with it, so it makes it worth it. But yeah, it tells their story about how they grew out of a band called the Berlin Brats, and how they played all these like iconic underground shows, and how the cops would show up because people would riot, and that, you know, when this band walked into the room, people would like know that they had arrived, and they had a look. I mean, check this out. Some of these pictures, and they're just so friggin' cool. A lot of this looks like the look that maybe some of those LA sleaze bands would take in the 80s and late 80s and 90s. So yeah, so crazy. Also gonna show, there's some great stuff in here that they sent with it that I really, really feel like I want to show, because this made the whole package so cool. But yeah, it's these flyers. And I've seen Vinyl Richie show. These are definitely not original flyers, but I've seen Vinyl Richie show like original flyers like this. I mean, this is with TSOL, Flipper. I mean, these are iconic, LA punk bands, and but this is so friggin' awesome. It's got the time. I mean, this is so DIY, do it yourself, or DIY, do it yourself, and I just loved it. Even the 80s, like, hair bands on the Sunset Strip, they did this. They had flyer wars, and they got that whole flyer thing from the punk bands that used to own that strip. So this is their the lineup for another. Look at that. The Mau Mau's, the Terminals, Black Flag, Red Cross. I mean, that's friggin' awesome. And then I got this other one. This is my favorite one here. Bad Taste Ball, Halloween. It's a Halloween show, and it has come dressed as your favorite dead celebrity. And it was a $3 entry fee, and there was a contest that was going to be judged by some Countess Marie Annette Gothic poetess, Tracy Lee, your mistress of ceremonies. The prize to the costume in the worst taste. I love it. This is so great. But something caught my eye. It says the Mau-Maus. It also says LA Guns and the Nuns. Now, I know who the Nuns are, but and frame of reference, I don't know. But LA Guns, I only know the LA Guns. That was an LA band that Tracy Guns started, you know, that became like a Guns N' Roses type band. So if Vinyl or Richie or anybody in this LA scene knows, was there another LA Guns that was before the LA Guns with like Philip Lewis and Tracy Guns and those guys? Let me know, because I looked it up. I couldn't find anything but the 80s hair band kind, or the sleaze rock LA Guns. So let me know, was there another band called LA Guns that was a punk band? And then I got a sticker here, Phantom of the Black Hills. I assume maybe that's from the record place that sent me the record. And then there's this band, the Heathen Apostles, Gothic Americana music. It's Gothic country. And one of the guys that was in the Mau-Maus and also in the Cramps, named Chopper Franklin, this is kind of a super group. He was part of this group. So I'll have to check that out too. All right, that's my Far Out Finds video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Here's a toast to everybody out there in the vinyl community. This is to peace, love, and all things positive. That's what I support.
Oh yes, my good friend, of course.
Oh, that tastes good. All right, gangs. I'm gonna give that one. About a 4.5 on the peace sign scale. I forgot to rate them. I'm gonna give a 4.5 also to the Super Fuzz Big Muff of the Mudhoney. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. This is Cosmic Vinyl, and all I got to say to you guys out there: stay cosmic. Peace.
It's